yeah, definitely that would be advertising, of the investment opportunity. So the general rule is that you have to provide, like, all the material information that you provide has to be true. And there shouldn't be any omissions or misstatements, right? So that's called a 10b5 liability. So whatever you are responsible for the statements you make. And they have to be true in all material respects. And that means they cannot omit or leave out any material information as well, right? So you always have to present the full picture. So obviously, when you're talking about projected returns, you have to say that they're such, and that things can happen that may render these returns be inaccurate, right? So a disclaimer is definitely a good idea to have on your website, right? And especially when you're talking about projected returns, I mean, so many things can happen. Oh God, I remember drafting these risk factor sections for the PPM, for real estate PPMs. Oh, they go on for pages and pages, right? So you can't really promise a return. You can say that, and obviously, and that the past performance does not, mean or guarantee a future outcome.
Right.
So all this has to be made very, very clear to the investors. So just putting on your website just this amazing projected returns and that's it is kind of misleading, because an investor, if the investor is not sophisticated, I mean, I hope they are, but definitely can think, oh, this is it. These guys are pretty much guaranteeing that. But that's not the whole picture, right? You also have to mention that, wait a second, so many things can go wrong. And we may not ever be able to achieve these results. And this is why. So even in the marketing materials, so the brochures have to be very careful. And yes, you can talk about projected returns, but you also have to talk about the risks that are associated with the investment, and then refer the investors to the full PPM that kind of provides a full picture of all the information related to the investment.
Great. So yeah, I think, most of the people that I talk to, it's like, we don't want to put anything on social media that shouldn't be there or get us in trouble, obviously, and so we just want to be careful. We want people to know, or potential investors to know, what we're doing. But we want to be careful that we're not violating any kind of law or regulation,
Yes, absolutely. And it's also important to make sure that whatever you write on social media or the web page is not different from what's in your PPM. You need to control the amount of information that's out there, right, about your offering. So in the PPM, the whole idea of why you would have a private placement memorandum is kind of telling the investors, look, this is the information that we are preparing. We are the sponsors of this deal, right? And this is the information you can rely on when making your investment decision. So whatever somebody else says is, it's up to you to listen, but whatever is in the PPM is the information that we're providing to you and we're responsible for. So, and that's, and then you make sure that it's all correct. There are no material misstatements or omissions in that information, and that you're comfortable with it, right? Whatever is in the PPM. So it's in your interest to kind of use the same information when placing whatever, like an ad or whatever you decide to do on social media or the website. It needs to be the same information.